What you laughing at, man? This shit about to be legendary, y'all, for real.
Welcome back to the Loft Podcast. Welcome back to the Loft Podcast. Today we have a relentless, intelligent, creative human being in the room right now. But before we introduce this special guest, we're going to introduce the room. We got the one and only Cousin White in the room.
How's it going, everybody?
How's it going, my brother? My brother's in good spirits today.
Yes,
I love
sir.
that. Great spirits today.
Sure.
I love to see it. But the man of the hour, the man of the day, the man I knew for a minute now. I've known you for a long time.
It's been a while. I think I'm looking at my watch. Like, about 10 years now, something like
10
that.
years, something like that. Scummy Files, how are you, King?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great, man.
Appreciate the love having me.
Let's clap it up. Yes,
Appreciate
sir.
it.
So, first of all, how are you?
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm in a better place I feel like I've ever been. Really
Yeah.
in life. It's all on the up. That's how I feel
I
about it.
love that. I feel
lot.
like being a person that I've known you for a while, I got to see your ups and downs.
Yeah.
I got to see a lot of things for you. I've seen you kill it. I've seen you kill it. Like, you had the city on smash.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I appreciate it because I 100% never
Yeah.
got the recognition for that.
Yeah.
I feel like I haven't heard a single person say anything about the show.
Really?
Nothing.
We're going to get into it today.
Yep.
We
I
got to
appreciate
get into it
bro.
today.
That's what I'm saying.
The flowers
This
are
is
being
the
dropped.
first time
Yeah.
I've heard anything like, yo, the shows are crazy. Like, I appreciate it.
No, bro. You really been killing it since... That was a long run, too. There was no way that could touch you. A lot of people try to do it like you, but not many people. Before we even get to
I got you.
Before we even get to that, before we get to that, how did you get into rapping? Like, how did you feel like you felt the need to start making music?
So, I mean, background story, I really got into rapping probably when I was 17 or 18.
Mhm.
I've always been doing music.
Yeah.
Like, since I was a kid, I used to take pans out of the cupboard, you know what I'm saying, play drums.
Yeah.
And my mom would be like, yo, stop. Like, what are you doing? But we just never really had money growing up to
Yeah.
go to music lessons,
Mhm.
do anything like that.
Yeah.
So eventually the first thing I got was band in third grade.
That's
And
not
I
good.
was like, yo, what can I play? They're like, you can play violin. And
Mhm.
then, you know what I'm saying? I was always like, maybe violin's a little girly or something. So
Yeah.
I went to trumpet. And then I was like switching. They had band, chorus, and what was it, orchestra?
Yeah.
So I was always switching from one to the other.
Mhm.
And then eventually in school, I just got kind of stuck with baritone,
Mm.
which if nobody knows what a baritone is,
Mhm.
it's like the bass tones in
Yeah,
a band.
It's the deepest, yeah.
Yeah, but it was just like I was good at it and whatever. So like it kind of just kept me there from 6th grade all the way to 12th grade,
Mhm.
all the way through high school.
Mhm.
But it's just like, yo, we're playing the same 4 things every year. Like like literally we're playing the same 4 things every
Yeah.
year. Like I need something modern. I
Yeah.
need something we all can go off, not
Mhm.
just a core curriculum for music. Like
Yeah.
so I just eventually stopped straight away from music in school.
Yeah.
And I just was like, yo, like I started playing in bands. I got my first piano when I was 12.
Yeah.
My mom got me a little Casio keyboard. It's just a little stupid electric thing, probably
Yeah.
like $40.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
yo, I was on that thing like do trying to play whatever I could. Next year, she got me like a 6-string guitar, just a regular guitar.
Mhm.
Started teaching myself how to play guitar.
Yeah.
For like 2-3 years, I'm playing on the first string and nothing else. I'm like, yeah, I'm great.
Killing it, yeah.
And then I was like, let's try to start a band. I met a couple people who were more experienced
Yeah.
with the guitar. This one dude was like, you got to play more strings. And I'm
Yeah.
like, all right, bet. So
All right, bet.
yeah. Started taking a little bit more lessons from him.
Mhm.
And then from there, I just kind of just started teaching myself little things,
Mhm.
cover songs, stuff like that. I was in one band. It was kind of, you know what I'm saying, nothing really went out of it.
Yeah.
But a year later, I was in another band playing guitar, and I was like 16. That's really where music started being like, all right, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
So like, I didn't know I was ever gonna start pursuing rap.
Mhm.
But around that time, the band started being like, they're all older,
Yeah.
and I'm the youngest person in this whole metal scene that was kind of here.
Yeah.
So like, I was
Oh, it was a metal
15.
band.
It was metal. Yeah, I used to play metal.
Alright.
I played on a 7-string guitar. We played super low tones and like
Mhm.
had singing, had screaming, all that stuff. You know,
Mhm.
screamo, emo, whatever everybody called it. but like I always had a hip hop influence from my older brother.
Yeah.
He used to be big in Utica. He went by Days. Not many people probably remember him unless they were from his time.
Okay.
But he got locked up, so he had a couple deals. They ripped him up on him.
Jeez.
But like I've always had that influence.
Yeah. So music's always been around you, surrounded by you.
100%, like in every which way. But even so, my cousin, he had instruments, so I would jam out with him. But the bands kind of died out. It was like nobody plays instruments a lot in this area anymore.
That's actually a fact. I only know of 2 bands out here, like Handsome Bob and Career Mode.
And that's the thing is like,
Yeah.
why?
Yeah.
Why isn't there more of that?
Yeah, I would love to be part of it. I'm a drummer. I would
Honestly,
love to be.
it's like realistically, you don't have to be in one lane. Like you can do whatever.
Exactly.
That's a little secret plan I got for the future. But like, yeah, man, it became a thing where there wasn't anything for me to do in that to get to a level where I could be performing. I could be playing shows, whatever. We played one show and it was a talent show. And it was just drama from there.
Yeah.
And then what I was saying was me being youngest. I was 15 with like 19, 20-year-olds. It was like, I was getting picked on or whatever. And at that time, I was going through just a phase, 15, 16 years old, where I'm like, all right, are these people being serious? Like, what is it? Yeah. And I've had that twice, that time. And then just like 2 or 3 years ago, something like that, where I'm just like, yo, like, are y'all being serious? Or is it just like, y'all playing around?
What do you mean by that? What do you mean with they
like I was chunky too, like you know what I'm saying?
You didn't lose a lot of weight.
I've gone through up and down. My weight has always fluctuated, but I was like 285 at that time.
Jeez.
I was fat, bro. I was
I can't even see you like that.
I know, like if I still had my first ever ID, you'd be like, what the hell? It's a whole different person.
Yeah.
But I hated it. I'm like, they would be like, oh, you can't play music. I was still pretty fresh on guitar and whatever. So like I was just there for rhythm. But at the end of the day, I'm like, all right, man, I don't got a car. I can't go to practice. I can't do this, can't do that. And even so, you guys are going to talk shit every day. What's the point?
Yeah.
So I just kind of like gave up on that. But
did that like bring you to a point of depression at that time?
I was going through a lot of depression. So that kind of was just a bump in the road for like me to be like, I'm out of this band when I didn't really need to be. But like, yeah, depression, anxiety has always been a big part of my life, but I never really shared it with people. I never really showed it.
How do you combat that? Like, what is your ways? Everybody's ways different.
Honestly, there's been so many different ways. I just work. Like that's the one thing for me. If I'm not working, I'm not doing nothing. Like I've always had different lanes of what I've done. My resume
is long.
Probably bigger than anybody's resume. Any fast food place around here besides Wendy's, I've worked at like dishwasher jobs at plenty of restaurants, stuff like that. Right now I sell cell phones, and you know what I'm saying? Still working full time and everything. Even so, like we met in the mall. I was managing watches at 18 because you know what I'm saying? I wanted that. Like I'm like, I could run stuff. I could do more.
It's classic.
Doing that got me out of depressions and stuff like that. Cause I would never worry about my problems. I'd be like, all right, I got stuff to worry about that I gotta do. And so like, even so, that's the main thing I do is just work, keep myself busy. But now it's just like the gym. The gym is my thing. Like the last year and a half.
It's a safe place for you.
That's the thing. Yeah, the last year and a half, I'm just like, I'm in my zone. I got my headphones on. You don't know what I'm listening to, but all I know is I'm going. Every day, sometimes I forget, and I'm like, oh, damn, bro, I'm at 10 days. I got to take a rest day. I'm not doing anything anymore. That's the main thing that actually got me kind of, I'll say, cured from depression.
Really?
Low key. Yeah. Like, I still have a little bit of waves, but it's more just like, I'm like, all right, I see what's going on. I see why I'm upset. Now I'm just going to sit in it, or I'll go to the gym, or I'll do something like that. You know what I'm saying? I know how to get out of it now.
Yeah.
Just.
But you can identify that depression is like creeping in now.
Yeah. Like I identify a lot now that's going on with me. Like basically. Here, really quick, going back. I'm going to just finish basically the transition from the metal to the rap. Was basically a year after I got out of that band. I'm just basically like, all right, I don't even know, but my friends were always like, yo, you should try rapping. We would freestyle. We would, drink and smoke, do stupid stuff and just throw on a beat and freestyle. And I was like Eminem. Like literally, like I would say stupid shit and it would just make sense. And like I'm not the same as I was back then, fresh and not smoking as much and whatever. But bro, my freestyle game was crazy. It was just stupid shit.
Yeah.
Like, but basically, they're like, yo, what if you wrote? And what if you actually put this on a track? My boy Paul, shout out Paul. He's like, bro, go to a studio, like take one of these tracks, start writing whatever down. And I'm like, all right, bet. I went to a studio with, I don't even remember who it was. Actually, yeah, Shane Bowen. Shane Bowen did my first track.
He was here the other day.
Oh, yeah, I actually seen him like a month or two ago with R Dollars. They're doing a bunch of stuff right now, going crazy.
Yeah.
He did my first track. And even so, he kind of inspired me a little bit to be like, I could record my own stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the only track besides what I got recently in the last couple of years that from the beginning days of music.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, what was it? No Hooks. It was like my first track was Against All Odds.
Mm-hmm.
My second track was No Hooks. And from there all the way to like probably half of my Lessons Learned album that I got on all the streaming platforms basically was all me, like recording, mixing, mastering and everything. And a lot of people don't know that.
Wow.
So
yeah.
That's another thing too. Like, I basically seen that and I was like, yo, everybody's doing something, I could do it. And that's where I really got into music. But now going back to like, you know, the depression stuff and everything, it's just like, I have a lot of stuff that like in life, I grew up with a single mother family, basically. My oldest brother went to prison when I was 5 years old, and that's who was like my dad, my father figure. So, my other brother, he was kind of just getting into his teenage years, so he wasn't in the house.
Himself,
So like that's another thing is I was raised by women, so I was never like I seen a video about Keith Glock talking about it, how like he never had actually like a dad to teach him how to do manly stuff. So me basically being raised by women, I was just always like, all right, whatever they're doing today, we're doing. So that's basically like what I grew up a lot on. So I had to teach myself manners, like social skills. A lot of same thing, like manly stuff about like working out, doing this, whatever, going to get a haircut, like. But
you got to get that on your own.
Yeah, basically the same type of thing. I'm like, how did I get here? How did I start going here? Like, let me try and bring it back.
No, you're good.
Well,
you're just talking
you know what
about...
I think it was? I think honestly, like this is a big theory I have on it. Is like the depression and like who you're raised around. So like, for instance, and I did read about this too, but I feel like because I was raised more around women, like, you know, men can have a little bit higher estrogen levels and shit like that, or like just imbalance in testosterone, whatever the case may be. But your nurturing environment or whatever, if you're around more women, sometimes women are more emotional, more sad. So I don't know if that's why I am the way I am. Like sometimes I feel like that could be a big part of my depression, you know?
You're more in tune with your feelings than other
men for sure. So like that.
I was like, if I can say my point, I have 3 older brothers and a very manly pops, right?
Yeah.
And my mom's is very like emotional. So I can see myself be very strict. Like up until college, I was very like get to the bag and feelings. Why do you have feelings? Until I got approached by like the girl I was dating at the time. She's like, yo, like sometimes I feel like I can't open up to you. And that hurt me. And I was like, oh snap. And I went back to my mom's. My mom told me like, yo, you need to understand like, well, I always had emotion, but I was better at it now because like I was like addressed, I was approached, I was told.
Yeah.
So like I can say like opposite spectrum, I was so much about getting to it.
Yeah.
That it did affect me in the long run with my relationship because I couldn't even like let her open up. I would just black. I would just get tight.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah,
like
so.
Like that's the thing. Like when you're going through a certain thing or trying to live up to a certain standard. Now that's the other part. Because my brother, he wasn't really locked up too long, but like once he came home, it was a lot of, oh, you got to do man shit. Why you being a bitch? Why you doing gay shit? Why you like, you know what I'm saying? I dealt with that stigma in the back of my head a lot. Like, so, you know, doing certain shit, like my mom always, oh, I'm going to get my nails done.
Yeah.
All right, you coming with me or no? All right, well, I don't want to stay home alone, so I might as well go with my mom. And then I would come home. My brother's like, what you get your nails done too? Oh, I'm going. I got an appointment tomorrow morning. I'm going.
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm saying.
Manny's is fire. If you a man In 2023,
Yes,
and
sir.
you're not getting your hands and nails done. You don't really necessarily have to go, but if your nails look crusty,
Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie. I'm covering my hands up a lot because I'm like, I'm saving it for tomorrow.
but if your hands look crusty, you was crusty, and she don't want to be touched like that.
Yeah, and I'm gonna
So,
give you 100% honest. Like, if you think something is gay and that's why you're not doing it, bro, it's just why are you like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
like I get my hair braided out.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gay. I got my nose pierced. Oh, that's gay. Not for nothing. I think it makes my face look more symmetrical. My hair, I've always loved any sort of crazy hairstyle that was either long or whatever wasn't orthodox.
Yeah,
So like, but that's another thing that goes with the depression.
yeah,
Is I stopped giving a fuck about that shit.
yeah.
And my depression kind of disappeared, withered away.
Respectfully.
Cause like not even I started going to the gym. I'm not worried about I'm getting fat or like, you know what I'm saying, or like, oh, no girls want to talk to me. I've never really been lucky with the women, so it's just like I get, you know what I'm saying, shout out to my girl now, because at the same time, it's like I took a 3-year break from anything.
Yeah,
So it's like I really had to find myself.
yeah,
And that's another thing that I suggest more men do is like, don't talk to no girls, like nothing like that. Like, figure out what you got to be doing.
yeah,
Figure out what your like purpose is,
Yeah.
stuff like that. Because that's what happened when I moved down to Florida.
Mhm.
I started talking to a couple girls, but it was just like, yo, is this real? Like, or is it just more so like they're trying to get something out of you?
yeah,
I've had that happen to me before. So I'm like, all right, I don't know. Watching myself around girls, watching myself around like people I was trying to make friends with down there. And it got to a point where I was like, I can't trust nobody. So I was just like, I'm gonna shut myself away from everybody.
So what made you move down to Florida?
Really just I was in a relationship up here for like 3 years.
Mhm.
And during that relationship, my mom moved down to Florida.
Yeah,
And like I stayed up here because I had my own crib. I had
Yeah.
a car. It was good. I was
Mhm.
working. Also selling weed. So that was like a little bit of a bonus.
yeah,
But eventually I started doing shows and stuff too. So I kept myself afloat for that time. I'm like, Mom, I'll see you later.
Yeah.
And so like eventually that relationship dwindled down. Stuff went separate ways. And I was just like, part of me was hurt from it. But like another part of me was hurt from me being in my own ways.
Mm.
Like I did a lot of stuff that I shouldn't have, not that I shouldn't have been doing, but there was a right way for things and I
Yeah.
just wasn't doing the right way.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I could do that later, cutting
Mhm.
corners. I
Mhm.
could do this. I could try to invest my money and make it back and
Mhm.
put it into this. And I was doing a lot of that. So like that with the emotional thing, it was
Mhm.
just like 6 months of being broke as hell.
Mm.
And I'm like, yo, Mom, I got $300 left. I'm coming down. She's like, all right. My uncle's down there.
Yeah.
My brother's down there.
Yeah,
My family up here barely talk to me besides my brother, his wife, and his kids.
Mhm.
So it's just like,
I
what,
mean, it
what
was
do
the-
I have up
It
here?
was the right move to
Yeah.
at least attempt. Yeah,
Yeah, at least attempt something, try to get a fresh start. With that though, wasn't always, grass ain't always greener on the other side.
Yeah.
Like I went down to Florida, a tourist state, thinking I could get a fresh start
Yeah.
with $300. I'm like, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
But it ended up just being down to a point where I'm rooming with my mom
Yeah.
for a year and a half because everything's so expensive down there.
Yeah.
If you don't got yourself set up,
yeah,
you're not really going nowhere. If you
Yeah.
don't got family, you're not really going nowhere. It's like if you don't got a car, you're definitely not going nowhere.
Yeah.
So I mean, it just
I'm making
it was
that-
a halt, bro.
I'm making that move, so I want to hear you.
I mean, everything's a different experience.
You know, everything definitely is. So I'm saying more like when you got down there and the sun was beating on you, did that help with your depression at all?
It for sure did.
Yeah.
Because that's another thing. I started tanning. And you know, tanning
love
is
this,
definitely
man.
something that's sus and whatever. So I'm like, bro, I'm laying out in the pool, I'm chilling, I'm getting dark, and I'm like, I feel good. I'm like,
Yeah.
you know, I'm like, all right. And even so, that ended up becoming my routine. Living in Florida, you got all these apartment complexes. It
Mhm.
might as well, like Florida might as well be just all projects.
Mhm.
Like, not saying anything, but just you got little circles and little gated communities like this.
Yeah,
And then it's just apartments stacked on top of each other, 3-4 stories, and it's all identical.
yeah,
And it's all 2,200 minimum, no utilities included, stuff
Mhm.
like that.
Mhm.
So like you got to really be working or hustling or making a good job or
Right.
something. But like that's the thing. Me and my mom, we had the room, everything like that. But the cool thing about where we live was they had a gym right there, nobody used.
yeah,
The pool was right outside. They had all sorts of stuff. And even so, it was a big complex, like a circle, probably like 1.5 miles, 2 miles.
Mhm.
So I was just running. I could count perfectly fine. And like that became my routine. It's just like
And
that.
that's when it fluctuated to a new phase. And
Yeah,
you lost
for sure.
mad weight.
That's the other thing I went
Love
through.
that.
You know what I'm saying?
Hearing your story, man, like I'm like, I kind of love the way you're just freely speaking because this is your true story.
Yeah,
I
I don't care to hide nothing.
Respectfully,
No more.
I love the fact that like even in your trials, you had another trial on top of it.
Yeah,
But then you still had a triumph and you came out of it. Like a lot of the things that I got to witness of you, you had some tough times,
yeah,
but you even had tougher times on top of it, but you still kept going.
that's the thing. You can't stop. Like you can take a break. You could take however long off you need to take, but you can't stop.
Yeah.
It's just simple as that. Like at the end of the day, you're gonna feel better.
Mhm.
You're gonna feel more accomplished. You're gonna feel some sense of something. You're not gonna have a chip on your shoulder. It's just like you just gotta keep moving. You just
Yeah.
gotta keep going.
Yeah.
100%.
What I do want to talk about though, I need to give you your flowers on. I'm surprised nobody's giving you flowers on this because I hear it. Like it's
Yeah.
not like I'm surprised. I've been told a couple times that you had it on Smash at the events on this podcast too.
I'm not gonna lie.
But I'm surprised that you haven't got your flowers about it. But let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. So there was a time period where there was really just night parties, and I was the one throwing all the parties at night, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I took a big halt, and I did shows, but I didn't really throw shows like that. I did shows with Moschino and like Suni Pali and all them, but I didn't really do shows like that.
Yeah.
And there was just one day, my brother Fox came out of nowhere, dropped a flyer.
That was an accident.
Had you said what?
I was like, that was an accident. No, it wasn't an accident, but you know what I'm saying? Damn, man.
Had almost every name you could possibly want on a flyer, and said he was doing it at a place that we'd never went. Utica never went.
Bro, that's
when I'm not gonna. I'm gonna be honest.
that comes from the metal scene. I'm gonna be 100%
Really?
honest. I'm gonna be 100% honest because that's what everybody was doing.
Really?
It was a local scene, and
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, I was 19. I was like, oh, bitch, I got him with this one.
Yeah.
I was like, nobody's gonna understand this. Nobody's gonna get what I'm trying to do.
Yeah,
But I'm gonna make it work.
yeah,
And so, like, that's what I did. I called every single venue that I used to go to metal shows where they're kicking toilets in and they're breaking mirrors and they're, busting walls out of the whole place, crazy dancing.
Yeah.
So I'm like, let me try these places and see if they'll do a
Smart.
little cool hip hop show or
That's
something.
smart.
So the first one I did,
They're already like gritty.
yeah, I'm just like, bro, what else are we gonna get? It's either nothing or this.
Yeah.
So that's basically what it was. And even so, you know what it also really came from?
Mhm.
Not getting booked and not getting, you want to come perform or whatever the
So
case may be.
You use the fuel of not getting booked to create your own show.
Exactly.
I love that.
19 years old, bro. I was up in 12 North
I love
drinking.
that.
I should say, but you know what I'm saying?
But let's talk about it because
They were
I
like,
saw-
boss man in the house. I was like, oh, shit.
I saw the flyer and I was like, this he's got something because there's no way this can fail. Right?
Yeah, like,
when I saw the spot though, like location for Utica is very important because either they won't come or they just won't come.
that's the thing. I'm like, Marcy, this is hit or miss.
Yes.
I'm like, it's right in Utica, but
Yes.
right outside of Marcy.
Yeah.
So, like,
so then when I saw the location, I'm talking to my guys. I'm like, yo, this is going on over there. They're like, you know what? That's fine. We never been over there. Let's go. And I was
Yeah.
like, that reaction was like, okay, this is gonna be a good one.
yep. That's what I was hoping for.
I pulled up late, right? I think we talked about it earlier. He was like, yeah, you should pull up, whatever. So I
Yeah.
pulled up a little late because I had something going on. Bro, the parking lot, packed.
Bro, I don't know. I don't know.
Packed.
That was my goal.
Yeah.
That was my goal was to, all right, I'm going to put everybody on this show.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm not going to lie. Not shout out to 12 North, but 12 North,
They did their thing.
they did their thing, but I'm going to tell you right now how that whole thing was supposed to go. That
Yeah.
was supposed to start at noon. And that was supposed to go till 10 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
And we were supposed to have an AP somewhere.
Yeah.
But the week beforehand, the owner of 12 North is like, oh, I got a kickball event that day. And I'm like, bro, we got the front, we got the back. I'm trying to have this like a mini like Rolling Loud or something.
Yeah.
I'm like, let's have an outside stage and we'll have the inside stage.
Yeah.
And I had it all planned out. We're going to have intermissions. We're going to have this.
Yeah.
Bro told me, yo, we can't start till 8 p.m. Meanwhile, I got some people got half an hour's set list. Some people got 15 minutes. Some
Yeah.
people got whatever. But I got 18 people I got to crunch into 4 hours now.
Jeez.
He's like, you got to start at 8 and be done at 12. I said, respectfully, I'm going to load in at 8. We're going to start whenever we start, and we're going to end whenever we end.
Mm.
And he was like, all right. And I was like, all right, then. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Bro, I pulled up that day at like 6 p.m. and I'm like, there's a bunch of, like, you know what I'm saying? Just rednecks and all this other stuff playing kickball. And I'm like, bro, this is just going to be a weird mix. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen.
Bro, hold on. I want to say
like,
my point of view. Because first of all, I walk in, right? I come late. Parking lot's huge. It's packed. It's a huge parking lot and it's packed. So I'm like, this is about to be crazy. I walk out with 3 of my boys, 4 of my boys. I don't go anywhere dolo, right? I get in there, dap you up. You smiling, you in a good mood.
Bro, I was that's
right?
the thing. I was like, I had to be everywhere at once, but I was just like, I had to see certain people, make sure they were good, make sure they were enjoying themselves, and that's how it was gonna be a community after that.
And I loved because why? My favorite part was I looked to the right at the bar, full of rednecks. I looked to the left, the whole hood. Right?
Yo.
And I'm like, everybody's chilling. No beef, no issues.
Yo,
nothing.
That's 100% what every time I've told this story to somebody, that's what I'm telling them is like, bro, we had this gang and this gang. Like,
it was just vibes.
It was, everybody was just chill and was like, we don't have nothing like this, so let's enjoy it. Yeah. And it was beautiful.
I've never seen something like that for Utica.
It was rare.
It was
very
super
rare.
I walked in, I'm like, wait, what is going on right now? And then I look on the stage. Folks are performing, going crazy. I look in the back, people is dancing. I'm like, yo, I still have footage of this. I probably got to pass it to you.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm like, this is crazy. What's going on? And then I'm seeing people go up on the stage, performing, killing it. There's a lot of acts that went up that day that
should
are now
be on like crazy acts.
Yes.
And even so, yes.
Yeah,
I know what you're getting at. Go ahead.
There's a lot of acts that went up that day, that performed that day, that literally got their start from that.
Exactly. Like
a
not
lot
even
of
their
them
start, but just the buzz and the like, yo, this is a hometown fan feel.
Yeah.
Something. We're gonna
their
come
first
back
show
here and keep
ever
doing
was
it.
that too. Like a lot of them. Yeah.
Yeah. And it came down to it, whereas I did a show a month before that and a show a month before that. The first one was just like, nobody's booking me. All right, bet. So I was like, I think who was on there? Just mainly people that I wanted to do songs with or already had songs with. So like Brother Headshot was a big one. That was someone that my like brother pioneered. Like we first started basically together.
Yeah.
We got like his whole tape. I got a couple tracks on there. That was my first whole client that I did a whole tape for on recording and everything. And realistically, he saw it all the way through and nobody else ever did. So that's why you haven't heard tracks from me mixed and engineered out of the couple that I did come out, because it was like, nobody would ever come back to finish them. Nobody would ever pay me. They're like, all right. But I was just always trying to get my foot in at least so that I would have a road somewhere.
Yeah.
But even so, getting down on too much of a story, it was Brother Headshot. I had some people, I can't even remember this thing.
Yeah.
The only memorable ones I remember was Cam Nasty, Brother Headshot, Ronson.
Yeah.
And they were on there. Those have been my boys since pretty much elementary school.
My
So you know what I'm
brothers, yeah.
saying? Like that was a big thing. I'm like, I wanted to be everybody I know.
So which one was the one that Fresh performed with around Sin?
So that was the third one.
Yeah.
This first one was like my birthday, my first show. I had no stage experience. So I was just like, all right.
Yeah.
I was like, all right. It worked out though. There was like 80 to 100 people. Some people I was like, all right, cool. I was like, I didn't even know I would expect them to come there. But and then that's where I was like, all right, I gotta keep doing this and do it consistent and get up there monthly.
Yeah.
So the next one, I didn't really host it. Who was it? I don't remember who hosted it, but I remember it was like Hollywood Bangers, Nazi. I got up on there. I think Jazz Chubbs was performing, a couple other people.
Yeah.
It was a very same thing. We did it at 12 North.
Yeah.
It was an awesome show, and that was like even bigger.
Yeah.
And so that's when I was like, all right, we need to do another one.
Yeah.
There was no we, it was really me.
Yeah.
I was just like, at this point, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do another one.
Yeah.
And it was like I'm gonna get everybody that's OGs, veterans, been doing the ciphers and doing this, and I'm gonna just get everybody together under one roof. And that's really what it came down to. Wiz Boss Don.
Yeah, I came
Well,
to this
unfortunately,
one.
he didn't get to go on because they crunched our time. And it was Rilla. It was our dollars. It was who else? Yeah,
A
definitely
dude from
Fresh.
Chicago.
Dude from Chicago. He was at the second one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and King
So I
Kilo
came to
and
two then.
everybody.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was trying to be. It was a Utica. Basically, what I named it was Upstate Hip Hop Festival, and it was supposed to be like a festival, like. You know what I'm saying? You go see this artist at this time on the inside stage or outside stage. But you know, at the end of the day, bro, crunching it down, doing what we had to do, we made it work.
Yeah.
We got 17 out of 18 artists performing.
Mhm.
We went from 8:30, 9 o'clock
Mhm.
to 1:30 when they shut us down early.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because whatever. I don't even know why they shut us
But
down.
I can honestly say that show and that event with all those people and all different types of backgrounds, no fights.
No fights. No fights, no beef. I'm not gonna lie. I thought something was gonna happen to me a little bit because of whatever, but it didn't happen.
Yeah.
It was just like it was a whatever misunderstanding. Whoever got paid, and it was it.
Yeah.
So like, other than that, bro, nothing happened.
Yeah. It's good.
Nobody
Great
fought.
time.
Nobody.
I have
beefed.
great time from there.
I could have swore, bro. I saw so many people who would have like shot up the place.
Respectfully, they was
Respectfully.
there. They were there. They were there
because of the beef.
Yeah.
Like, who's here?
Yeah.
But it was just like, yo, another time,
Yeah.
and I respected every second of it.
Nah, that was
Where
good.
it kind of came to a halt a little bit on that momentum, though. I tried doing a show at Pins.
That's when
Pins
you
first
switched
opened
it
up.
Yeah.
And yo, I had to do so much work for this. This was the first time where I got some opportunity where I didn't have to pay out of pocket. They were gonna pay me.
Mhm.
Because what people don't know is those shows, I paid, you know, I done rented sound equipment,
Mhm.
I done paid the venue fees or whatever.
Mhm.
I didn't, you know, paid a couple artists. Whoever was professional, I paid 100%. So,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it got down to a point where I'm like, I think I want to do this for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yo, let me get professional. Let me try and get a license.
Yeah.
Let me try getting everything to go serious.
Yeah.
But Pins had a situation. They're like, all right, so it's got to be family friendly.
Mhm.
Because at that last show, the day before that show dropped, you remember them bulletproof vest drop. Like, not real bulletproof vests.
Everybody was wearing
Everybody and
the
their mother said,
Oh
pick a
my
color and go to
gosh.
the show.
That was the most, y'all, I ain't gonna lie. I remember a lot of y'all was rocking bulletproof vests to the mall.
I'm not gonna
y'all
lie.
was corny. I ain't gonna cap.
Y'all ruined shows in Utica. I'm going to be 100% no
Bruh,
cap.
I had no idea why folks was rocking bulletproof vests and going outside. That was
It
so
was some sort
cringe.
of fashion thing that came out literally the Friday or whatever before. But I'm gonna tell you, we
It
got
started in
so
this-
many
it's-
videos
yeah.
with people in bulletproof vests. It's
Yeah.
like, why are we having you and people you want doing shows come to our venue?
Yeah.
That's what it turned into for Pins. But they're like, we got to keep it family friendly. La la la. Someone that worked there
Yeah.
was in the community and was mad because I didn't put them on a show.
Oh my god.
So it was like, he's got, you know, they spark up weed in the venue. They were at 12 North. I'm not gonna lie. That was none of my control. Like just certain stuff. And then he's like, "Oh, they got bulletproof vests
yeah.
for a family friend." Like Pins is thinking, if we're gonna do family friendly, he's got people coming here in bulletproof vests to his shows.
Yeah.
What's he gonna bring here?
Exactly.
But I got it very family friendly. It was just gonna be me, Ron Sin.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't find anyone else that don't curse and don't, you know what I'm saying, have the drive or
Yeah.
at that time. It was really like only a couple solidified people.
Yeah.
Whoever was solidified got up and out, but who was still here, I'll say, if anything, Nazi, Ross, and I don't know, I don't remember, but I was just like not talking to Nazi or something. Something weird was going on.
Mhm.
And I was like, I wanted him though
Yeah.
on that whole little group.
Yeah.
I was really like, when I first got into music, that's who I kind of wanted to start doing music with. That's
Yeah.
what I was big fans of. So like down the line, it just came down to, you know what I'm saying? Like Ryan Sin's the only person I could think of who would be
Yeah.
family friendly. Me, I'm not even family friendly, but I'm gonna play what's family friendly out
Yeah.
of my stuff.
Respectfully.
And I'm like, you know what I'm saying? There really are there's a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
Really. Like you gotta be serious about learning how to change the curse words
Yeah.
and learning how to perform in front of a family. So I understand it, but the whole bulletproof vest system kind of just
Yeah, I'm
killed it.
not even talking about the event space. I'm just talking about a lot of people got it from the city. Cool. A lot of my boys in the city were too, and I still think that was corny.
Yeah.
I was never. Folks is like, yo, I'm about to get this blue one. I'm like, why?
Blue Ranger
Why?
head ass.
Why are you wearing? Oh, this orange one is hard. I'm like, why? But why are y'all rocking bulletproof vests?
I'm not
to the
gonna, like,
club?
yo, some of them rocked it, but it
no,
wasn't
we're not
necessary.
giving that to
Nah,
y'all.
I don't know.
I don't want to hear it.
Some of them got it, but
Nah.
some of them it was not the thing.
No.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
one of my brothers made a bulletproof vest line. Like he made a fire line. It's cool, I guess. But no, I don't. I think it's corny. Hey, that's me saying it. It's me not.
I was
telling
like,
you. It's me
trying
saying
to
it.
think. I was like, do I know who it is? But I don't think I do.
Yeah, but aside from all that, though,
Yeah.
I really am proud of you that you got that. You had a strong, long era, my brother.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
It really was like I wanted to keep doing it, but it's like, I'm the only person behind it. It's a lot
I'm
of
surprised
headaches,
we didn't.
personal stuff.
surprised
What's
we didn't-
going on with that stopped me
Yeah.
from doing it down the line.
Yeah.
Just, you know.
I'm surprised we didn't collab on something though.
That's what the hopes was. That's why I was
Yeah.
like, yo, bro, pull up. And
Yeah.
I remember you're like, yo, I don't got I think I was taking cash only.
Yeah.
And you were just like, I don't got nothing. I only got my card. And I was just like, bro, just come in.
Yeah,
I didn't really care to
Yeah.
make the money. At the end of the day, I wanted to be principled
Yeah,
so I
yeah.
could pay everybody out respectfully
Mhm.
and whatever. Some people didn't have money. I was just like, bro, just come on.
Yeah.
Some people I was doing, you know what I'm saying? We were doing $10 per person. I was like 4 for 20 or something,
Yeah.
you know? But realistically, anybody who was creating, making the moves, whatever, I was like, come in here because I wanted to work with everybody.
Yeah, no,
at one
I
point.
was surprised that because you were on go mode, and I was on go mode when I was up here when I
For
was
sure.
doing events. So I was like, yo, we got to get one in, but then we both kind of like stopped. I know I
Yeah.
stopped at a point, but that would have been insane if we got that one.
I mean, yeah, honestly, I stopped from personal stuff. I started taking a little bit more ventures onto the music too. Like
Mhm.
that was another thing with Florida. I was like, all right, I started going to an actual studio. And then up here, like I went to Audio Optics.
Mhm.
And
Ayo.
then- yeah, AO. I had J-Dub recording my stuff.
Mhm.
So after some point in that, I didn't end up getting all my tracks done in time from when I
Mhm.
wanted to release the album. So I was just like, whatever. But I got the tracks done that I had done and whatever tracks I had from before.
Mhm.
I just basically compiled them, did
Yeah.
a little like album. And then I was like, all right. My name at that time was Scummy Defies.
Yeah.
Everybody remembers the Scummy
That's how I-
Defies
that's how I
days,
know
bro.
you.
Yeah, everybody
That's how I
usually knows me as
introduced you on
Scummy.
this episode.
I'm Scummy, but I'm not really Scummy. It's just, a story on it is really just me, a bunch of friends that I hung out with when I was like in my teenage years. We were just one big ass group of kids that used to either, some people would sell weed, some people would just be there as the muscles fighting whoever was messing with us or whatever. Some people had the cars, some people had, their parents had money.
Mhm.
There was a big mesh of just kids, but
Mhm.
we used to call each other like, yo, when we saw someone, scum, like it would be like scum, like it was something. So I don't know. I was like, let me make the stupid idea. Like, not many people followed on,
Yeah.
but to do like Scummy and then some play on your name.
Oh,
and so
like ASAP.
yeah,
Yeah.
like a lot of people would call me DeFazio, or nobody ever really called me by Anthony. So it was like,
Mm-hmm.
it was DeFaz or Faz or something, DeFazio, whatever.
Mhm.
So I was like, yo, Scummy DeFaz. I was like, that's fire. I was like, all right, cool. And then a couple months down the line is when I started making music, and I'm like, what's my name gonna be? Like I started rapping, I'm like, yo, Scummy DeFaz. I'm like, yo, that shit works. I'm like, bro, that's like some evil, like Spanish mariachi villain name or some shit. I was like, yo, Scummy DeFaz.
Yeah.
Nah, that's gonna ring. At the time when I first started doing rap, it was a little more boom bap.
Yeah.
So like going down to it, once I got back to going to a studio
Mhm.
and then going through whatever with life and having a little bit of a spiritual awakening, I started releasing the music, and I'm like, the Scummy's it's not getting me places.
Yeah.
I'm writing emails. I'm putting the work in, sending like, 2-page emails and essays of why I should perform at this festival, why I should
Mhm.
get placement on a playlist or something like that. I did all the footwork, but what I realized is not a single person came back to it because my email is Scummy. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we want to fuck this person named Scummy who's
Yeah.
up and coming artist. Are they scumbags? Like, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, all right, I got to change the name.
Yeah.
So then it just came down to, you know what I'm saying, going through that thing in life and just, you know what I'm saying, going through a lot of the emotional stuff is just like I almost had a little bit of a spiritual awakening
Yeah.
where it's like everybody says a spiritual awakening is this or it is this. I don't really know what it is.
Yeah.
I just know whatever happened to me, and it just got me to a point where it's like I need to start doing better.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? But it was all at the right time. And so I'm like, yo, Faz the God. It kind of rings.
Yeah.
Like after a while, everybody's like, oh, it's a God complex thing.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I was like, what am I gonna do now? I just changed my name, rebranded. Damn, son, have a whole album out under Faz the God.
Yeah.
It got down to a point where I'm like, I don't want people to think I got some God complex.
Yeah.
I don't want people to think I'm cocky. So I'm like, I'm gonna just sit with it. And I just kind of broke off from music. And
Yeah.
I was like, I don't really know what to do. I got down to Florida the week before COVID started breaking out.
Yeah.
So I had like 5 shows lined up under Foz the God, do a whole new revamp and everything like that. But then it's like one by one, they were withering away. Shows postponed.
Damn.
COVID restrictions.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I had one left for 4 months. I had it planned out. The week before, they were like, nah, we're closing. I was like, damn, man. So then that's where I really just dropped off from music.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, all right. The whole Foz the God thing was just like, I got my album out there. I guess that's it for what it's going to be. But then I'm just going through year later, probably down in Florida, and I meet somebody who's like, yo, my boy's got a studio a mile down the road. And I'm like, all right. Shout out to Sight Studios. My boy Steve O Beats. Basically linked up with him, met him, and he ended up being really good people. If anybody ever wants to travel, Steve O Beats, Sight Studios out there in Longwood, Florida. He does very good pricing. So if you want to travel down to Orlando and you need a studio, I would say hit them up because it's just unbeatable. You get the
What's their
cleanest
name?
quality. Sight Studios,
Sights.
SYCE Studios.
Fire.
So I went there. I did about 3 tracks. I did 5 tracks actually, if I'm being real. But I dropped one for my boy Identify. He passed away unfortunately a couple years ago.
Condolences, yeah.
So I did a song that he sent to me. We were supposed to do, but I never got to the studio to do. Did that. Sent it to his sister so she could drop it on his page and whatever, and we could have like something out there with us. So I'm not really counting that, but now I have 4 tracks ready to go that I did with them, where it's just like it's unmatched compared to the Foz the God, compared to the Scummy DeFoz. It's a whole new
Sound.
world.
Yeah.
It's like with the growth too, you
Yeah.
hear it in the music.
Yeah.
It's not the same thing it ever used to be.
And you have music that's either out right now by this episode or it's coming out.
So I don't think it'll be out by this episode.
Mhm.
It's gonna be definitely out by the summertime.
Mhm.
I was planning for April, but now we just shot a video for one of the songs. So like it's all creative, everything. If I'm coming back, it's gonna be
You
big.
got to step on them.
100%. So like no matter how long it takes, I got these tracks cooking. He actually is finishing up. He told me he's got 2 more to go on the actual final mixes and everything. But we got a video for one. I've been traveling a lot. So like every time I take a trip, I'm like, yo, shout out my girl. Director Emily. That's what I be saying.
I love it.
She has a stable hand. Shoots videos on iPhone 13 Pro Max for me.
Respectfully. And they
You know what I'm
elite,
saying?
And they elite.
Going to camera settings, change that to 4K and what is it, 60 FPS? You're good.
Yeah.
You got golden quality.
Respectfully.
So this first video is just gonna be a DIY thing.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be like pushing it out. It's gonna obviously be like decent quality and like polished and tuned and whatnot. But first song is gonna be called Scummy. I don't know what the other order of events are, but I got a song called Scummy. I got a really deep and lyrical one called Alone at 2 a.m. I don't have the rights to the beat, so that's the other thing. I'm trying to get the rights to everything. However, this song I can't find the person who made it. So it's like it's just a YouTube thing. I really did my research, can't find it. So what I'm gonna do is drop that as like a YouTube.
I might be able to hook you up with someone that could remake the beat for you.
Yeah, I mean it's so like spot on. If we could get that, I mean that would be appreciated heavily. This one though is just like I've been thinking about just putting it out as a single and doing like one of those, not the studio. What is it called? What they got the mic hanging down.
Oh,
I'm like the word is just out of my mind. I'm brain farting right now.
I don't know.
Like just a mic performance,
Yeah.
mic'd up.
Mic'd up.
Like shout out to Martini because man, he did my video for Too High. I'm planning on doing one of those with him soon. For this track, and I'm just waiting for it to be polished up and clean before I go and shoot and whatever. But it's gonna hit a lot, like the pain and stuff that I did have in my life around that time. Like everybody's gonna feel it, understand it, be like, damn, I went through this before too.
So right now, after you had a tough breakup, you had a tough time in Florida, you had an all-star weekend doing events, you had an all-star weekend coming back doing music, you lost weight, all these trials.
So much, bro. It's a whole flip in my life.
How are you now?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm a little stressed out. I'm a little busy. Just the job I'm working now.
Compare it to back then to now? How are you now?
Compared back then till now I'm healed. Like,
Mm.
you know what I'm saying? Now I'm in a space where I can see what's going on. I
Mhm.
can see people's auras and energies. I
Mhm.
don't let, certain people get too close for comfort.
Respectfully.
Like, shout out Sadie Hendricks. He said, speed them with long tablespoons so they can never reach you.
Mm.
And it's just like, that's what I've been doing. I'm like, yo, hi. Like, you know what I'm saying? Hi, happy birthday, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Communicating, touching base with people. But it's like, I don't see progress with a lot. I done seen people be fake and do this, that, and the third. So it's just like, I see the mission. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So that's basically what it is now. I see the mission. So I'm just basically like, I know what I gotta do, but it's taking time. So
Mhm.
I'm like a little impatient.
Mhm.
But it's like, I just keeping busy. And
Yeah.
that's what keeps me on the right path. Like, I'm a manager right now.
Mhm.
Basically sales management. And the other thing I'm really learning is like, I'm young. So
Yeah.
like I just turned 25 last week.
Mm.
And it's like being that young and also managing people that maybe double your age
Yeah.
or maybe just around the same age as you. It's like some people don't take me seriously.
Yeah.
And when it's time to get serious, it's like, oh, you're being an asshole.
Yeah.
I've always gotten things about how I'm arrogant and this, that, and the third. But it's like, I don't know if I just maybe understand I'm smart and
Mhm.
don't understand how other people can't be not on my level. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to sound arrogant, but how people just can't have common sense.
Yeah.
So if I see that you don't have common sense, I don't even want to deal with you.
Respectfully.
100%.
I'm kind of
So
similar.
that's
in that.
where I'm getting
kinda
to
similar.
right now. It's like I'm
Yeah.
trying not to be bitter
Yeah.
and trying not to hate
No,
hate
I'm-
everybody who's got a problem
Yeah, no,
that they
I'm
can
kinda-
fix and they're just not fixing it.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of similar in that. If
That's
you
where
really
I'm at
can't
now.
help yourself, if you can't put two and two together, it really just irks my soul sometimes. Where I'm just I don't want to repeat myself
100%.
because it's like obvious. Like I don't have to remind you every time. This is how da 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 boom.
Not for nothing. I don't want to be reminded how bad I've been messing up my entire life.
Respectfully.
So that's if I see that in you, I'm not sticking around. 100%. I can meet you off. I can meet you, look at you, and be like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah,
And then,
nah.
honestly, I give people the chance. I
Yeah.
give people the chance. And what does it turn out to? In that 5 seconds, the first word they say, you could just already tell, oh, damn. It's
Yeah.
just like, that's the thing about sales sometimes, though, and management and having a team you got to lead and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But then I realized, like, yo, if I'm doing this right now, and I've always kind of been trying to get to the management position,
Yeah.
why don't I get to the CEO position?
Yeah.
Why don't I get to that sort of
They
thing?
don't put a cap on you.
So that's the thing. When I took the break from music, I started getting into clothing
Yeah.
and like the Silent clothing brand. Like I got these out right now. These are actually not out. These are on pre-order. I got like all sorts of hoodies, shirts.
Mhm.
I got backpacks, hats, like whatever the case may be. But I've gotten into clothing a lot, and that's the one thing I really love right now. And so
Yeah.
like I'm flopping back between my real life and music and clothing. But the clothing,
Where can they find your clothing at?
silentclothingbrand.com. So I got the domains all set and everything. Like that's another thing. It's
Mhm.
like I'm multitasking in so many different ways right now
Yeah.
that it's like I don't have no time to slip up and be depressed anymore
Mm.
or like anything like that because it's like everything's got to be done. This next thing's got to be done.
Everything has
Um,
a deadline.
Yeah, and it's like not even that everything has a deadline. It's just certain things have a clock, and you gotta be okay with what's next on the clock.
Mhm.
So once you get this thing done,
Mhm.
moving to the next thing, moving to the next thing,
Yeah.
and don't let anybody interfere with it because it's
Respectfully.
like at the end of the day, we're all like, yo, this is gonna sound grim. We're all gonna die,
Yeah.
right? So
Mhm.
we're all gonna die. Why don't we just make the most of it?
Respectfully.
100%.
That's how I see it. Like every day that you live, you gotta live like you did something. Because like if you,
Yeah.
I don't know, it can sound real grim, but like
No, yeah, I know. I
I'm-
do sometimes.
I'm heavy on like, yo, I had a great day today, and I always tell people, like,
Yeah.
I live by, you never had a bad day. You had some tough moments.
Yeah,
Because if you name your whole bad day, then like you just lost a whole. You don't name bad days. Like,
yeah.
you
It's the
can't,
half
like,
empty, half full
yeah,
thing.
no,
mean,
I have great
perspective.
days every day.
Yeah,
I had a tough time though. That text you sent might have messed me up for a little minute.
yeah.
That
but I'll be
email I
back.
got might have.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
But I had a great day.
100%. Like
Yeah.
I'm back. I'm still here. I'll go play Call of Duty and I'll forget about what you're doing. That's
Exactly.
the one thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Patience is a virtue too.
Yeah.
So I've been going all through it. Learning to have patience. Learning that stuff takes time. Learning that my plan's gonna work no matter what.
Respectfully.
I just, you know what I'm saying? It's not gonna work if I wait, but
Yeah.
you know, when it happens, it happens. And
Yeah.
be respectful when it does happen. Give everybody else their flowers for now.
Yeah.
Like do what you gotta do. And then when your time comes, you'll be able to say, yo, I did this. I worked for this.
Yeah.
Like no one could really take it away from me. So like
Love
the
that.
silent thing really started because I wanted to do like a nonprofit for
Mhm.
like suicide awareness and whatnot. That was my main thing. I was going through so much of suicide in my life and whatever, just personally. Like
Yeah.
there's probably been 5 times I can count where
Mhm.
I've tried that. So honestly, speak about it, do whatever. This was my thing. The dash through the silent is basically meaning like I'm not gonna be silent anymore.
Mhm.
I speak up for myself no matter what it is, whether it be a belief, something. If I got the time, let's talk about it.
That's
or whatever
beautiful.
the case may be.
That's
like,
beautiful.
you know what I'm saying? If I could see somebody really going through a negative time, I'm gonna try and help them.
Mhm.
But when it comes down to the point where it's like they just don't want to be helped, you're like, damn, man, I gotta walk away because that's what I used to be
Yeah.
when I was going through it.
Yeah.
So like, it's an outlet. I realized just like this is something I want to be something I can profit off, but also be able to put my money back out there and
Mhm.
donate to charities for
love
nonprofits and
that.
whatever. So like right
That's a
now
great-
it's more
that's a great
it's a
purpose.
creative thing,
Yeah.
and it's also gonna eventually, once I get to a level I can do this and I'm not spending my own money doing it,
Mhm.
put the money back, give the money back.
Yeah.
I've done spent about thousands of dollars on the clothes in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Just getting samples and just
Yeah.
testing stuff out and
Yeah.
trying it
That's
like
the
that.
toughest part of it all.
So that's when I'm like, damn, bro, it can't be no nonprofit. And
Yeah.
I the message is still there, but it's gonna just take some time. But I got that message, I got that drive. So that's why I'm gonna keep going with the silent clothing
Yeah.
brand. Like for instance, we got I think this will probably be out by then, but April 1st,
Mhm.
we got at the Utica Manor Corps, also in Marcy, not too.
Mhm.
It's right there in North Utica.
Mhm.
Utica Manor Corps Hall. We got Eat Local, Grown Locally. They're doing a food pop up. No joke, food pop up.
Mhm.
That's what it's called. We're gonna have all sorts of stuff. There's gonna be all sorts of vendors. Shout out Geo Gump. He's
Shout out
basically
Gio.
yes sir. He's been doing a lot for the town
Gio.
too. That's
I
what I'm
love
saying.
Gio. I
Geo
love
is
Gio.
like what I was doing with the shows a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Geo was like that for everybody.
Yeah.
All the arts,
Yeah.
all the arts, whether it be food, any sort of create. Just
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Gio just supports. If you really
Yeah.
believe in what you believe in, he supports you, and he's a good dude.
Yes, sir.
All
Like
around, just good dude.
that's where I really got silent in front of people's eyes. Because like before it was like
I was there for that.
you know what I'm saying? I'm not around nobody. Like in Florida, when I first started it.
We
July
talked in the
2021.
back room in front of your all your clothing the first time you like showed.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say I was a little tipsy for that. I'm not gonna lie. I
But
wasn't,
we-
wasn't the most professional of
But
me,
we had a real deep talk there. I feel like every time we speak, we have a deep talk.
yeah, it's really what it is. Because
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, I've always seen it as, you know what I'm saying, everybody talks to you.
Mhm.
And I've seen it at the mall, I've
Mhm.
seen it at parties, whatever the case. Everybody talks to you. When you see somebody that a lot of people talk to,
Mhm.
it's like you kind of feel that. But even so, like on a spiritual level, once you
Yeah.
get to a spiritual level,
Yeah.
I know you're a big person about
Yeah.
God and
Yeah.
church and
Most
everything.
definitely.
Like I never have been my whole life.
Mm.
But now the spiritual thing is more so my thing of like I have a religious understanding. You
I
know what
love
I'm
that.
saying? Like
Yeah.
I'm not completely blind. Like there is no God, there is no higher power, nothing
Yeah.
like that. But I understand there's a message
Yeah.
to life that we all need to kind of understand and learn.
Most definitely.
So it's like once you understand that message
Mhm.
and understand you want to share that and everybody have everybody on the same vibrations,
yeah.
you can see it in another person.
Respectfully.
I've always seen that with you. I
That's
feel like
love.
you probably
Thank you,
seen
bro.
that as well with me.
Yeah.
And just that's how creatives work.
Yeah.
It's like we all got a bigger purpose.
Yeah.
So like, man, I just appreciate it.
Nah,
Honestly.
Yeah, bro, I appreciate the genuine. You've always been very genuine with me, like ever since the mall. Like we became friends off of just seeing each other a lot.
Yeah, and really,
Like-
I was a little kid, so I
Yeah.
looked up to a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All my friends, my actual friends growing up, were always like 4 or 5 years older than me. The kids
Yeah.
on the block,
Yeah.
and those were the only people I really had. So it's
Yeah.
like I was always trying to hang out with older people and be older and rush to grow up. So
Yeah.
it's like I seen everybody kind of as big brother shit too.
Yeah.
So that was another thing.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's just, but it also motivated me.
Yeah, respectfully.
Knowing that you're doing parties,
Mhm.
I'm like, I could do that. Some shit
Talk
someday.
about
it's
it.
like not
Yeah.
even. It's just it's cool. It's awesome to be a part of something.
And you did something great, and yeah, you have a lot more coming to your story. A lot more success is coming for you. I just see it. I've known it for a while,
I appreciate it.
and if anybody doubts you, just step on them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. I mean, the first song, I think it was gonna be. No, it wasn't. It was gonna be called "Spent It," but I was gonna say I had an idea of like basically called "Stepping on Them." But then the Nardo Wick song came
Yeah,
out, and I was like,
yeah.
nah. It's not really about stepping on them, but like the music's just gonna really show like, like man, I've been through too much to let somebody tell me
Respectfully.
my music is not about to be hits.
Yeah.
Like these next few tracks aren't gonna be worth the work that you know what I'm saying. Everything's gonna be worth it.
Respect.
I
Yeah.
appreciate it, man.
Do you have any wise words you want to leave the people with?
Man, I'll be honest with anybody just coming up, man. Just don't. I did a lot of this. I don't know if you remember when I made the list, and I did that whole list when I moved down to Florida, and I was really trying to just show support to everybody I fuck with, and there was too many people
that
to
was
put
tough.
on that list.
We do got to cover that. I'm sorry. So right when my brother Foz left, he made a list of artists or people that he likes OD, right?
I'm like, yo, basically just the way I came about it. And that's what I understood and Caden understood. It's like my delivery isn't always on point, but my message and what I got in the background is always genuine.
Yeah.
But I was just like, yo, if you're not on this list, you're not working. Like you're not making it out of the town. Like at the same time, was I wrong?
I'm not even saying
I'm not saying
a word.
Somebody
but
told
the
me,
list was very accurate at people that are grinding. You know what I'm saying?
That's all I gave it.
You can't really like knock it. You can't say, look at that list and be like, they not grinding. Like everybody on that list was grinding.
Everybody.
But the fact that
it was such a big list, bro. I maxed out at how many tags I could do. So it's like
wow.
people were hitting me up and they were like, yo, what the fuck you just not mention me for? And I'm like, oh shit, let me take somebody out, put him in quick. I was like, damn, bro. I was like, what I get myself into?
Yeah.
But I was really just trying to, you know what I'm saying, give everybody their flowers.
Yeah.
Some people, I'm just, you know what I'm saying, I got short-term memory. I smoked too much. I forgot them all at that time. That's really all it was. It wasn't like I forgot you for no reason.
Yeah.
Don't act like you're not the same way. We all do it sometimes.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
now I'm at the point where I'm like, don't burn bridges. You know what I'm saying? You can't really be burning bridges. You can't be out here if you haven't made it yet, being like, oh, yeah, yo, fuck y'all, blah, blah, suck my dick. If you don't support me, you can't be like that.
Yeah.
That's what's going to burn you out in the long run. That's what kind of happened to me for a while. But at the same time, like, I understood.
Yeah.
And if you don't understand your wrongs, you might not never move forward.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I understood from that. Like, don't burn bridges, man. Just keep working, keep grinding. It's okay to have a day job. It's okay to have 6 jobs.
Yeah.
It's okay to sell plasma if you know what I'm saying, if that's what you got to do to pay the bills. I mean, literally, like, no matter what anybody's going through, just do what you got to do at the end of the day.
Right.
Literally, like I said, we're all going to die. Just you got to make the most of every single moment from the time you're awake to the time you go to sleep.
Respectfully.
I may not be preaching, you know what I'm saying, practice what I preach at the moment. I might be a little lazy right now, but I'm not sitting here like, oh, I'm a lazy fuck, I got to get up. I do, but at the same time, like, I'm not letting it be the most important thought.
Yeah.
Is the negative thought at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And it's just like, keep everything positive, keep everything going, keep everything flowing. Just figure out life. Like I said, you know what I'm saying? Some men take a couple years off from dating and talking to girls and playing this,
Figure
that, and the
yourself
third.
out, man.
Women, same thing.
Yeah.
Worry about yourself and focus on yourself before talking to this guy to make yourself happy or whatever the case may be. Because at the same time, everybody's got to find themselves.
Respectfully.
And you're not going to do it trying to fit in, trying to, you know what I'm saying, be someone you're not, and just not being genuine.
Yeah.
So it's like, I feel like everybody's kind of getting through that. We all just had 2 years of being locked up and being locked in, where we all started going crazy.
Mm.
We all started changing. We all started going through things. But now I feel like we're at a point where everybody's going to be good.
Yeah.
Like everybody's kind of like, we're done with the negativity.
Yeah.
And I feel it. I feel it really going good for the next few years for everybody. And I wish it on everybody, for real.
I love that. I love that. My brother Wyatt, what are some wise words of the day?
Today I'm gonna go with don't let your past depict your future.
Like
Great.
that. That
Great.
goes perfect, man.
He kills this a lot. Like,
Yes,
you've been like on a roll.
I mean, like, I'm gonna be honest. I watched a couple videos and I wasn't sure who was gonna be here. I was like, oh, I don't know who's doing the cameras. I was like, I don't know who's doing the vocals and everything.
It could be Josh. It could be White. It could be K Twist. It could be even Nazzy sometimes.
I think the one
Ethan.
with Jay Bugatti. You had Quan here.
No, Juan, my boy Juan.
Juan. I was gonna say. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, excuse me, Juan or Quan. Damn, no, I'm getting mixed up. Like Quan made one of my beats, so I was like, this is gonna be all like. Even so, everything that's going on, I appreciate what you're doing and what you've been doing for the last few years. Since I've seen the first Loft teaser, I'm like, bro, this is gonna be different. Same exact thing that was like that you gave me about my shows is what I feel like you're a pioneer in it when it comes to the town. This town's a diamond in the rough. We're all about to be going up soon.
Yeah, respectfully.
Yes, sir.
Most definitely. I've always seen it, and I've literally always seen it.
And good luck with Florida, man. And good luck with literally like take this down to Florida. Do whatever you got to do. Meet everybody. I feel like you are going down there now. You got a plan. You got a little bit more experience than I probably did going down there, and a structure. Yeah. If you're good, you're good. Don't let nobody tell you, oh, this ain't the place for you. Go back to New York. None of that. Just you got it.
Exactly.
Yes, sir.
Wow. Thank you. I needed that. Wise words from me is take advice from someone that went through it already. Yeah.
I mean, you never know what somebody could have been through.
Respectfully.
I mean,
take advice, man.
Ask somebody if you got questions about life. Ask somebody like. You never know what you could learn from the bum on the street outside of Fast Track. So it's like, you never know.
Where can they find you?
So you can find me right now. It's gonna be Foz the God at Foz the God on all the socials. The music itself is gonna be coming out as just Foz, F-A-Z, all capitals. I'm gonna have a single dropping pretty soon named Scummy, and then I'm also gonna have 3 other tracks, Alone at 2 a.m. What is the names for them? Games and Drama. I got basically it might be an EP, might do singles. I'm not sure the plan for it. Once it's all finished, we're gonna talk about it. Team's gonna put it together, and that's how we're gonna roll about it. All I know is the video for Scummy will be out pretty soon. April 1st. If this video is out by then, check us out. Utica Manor Core Hall. Geo Gump. Eat local. No joke food pop up. It's gonna be a good time, man. Clothes. We got vendors for weed, food, everything. Pull up if you can, and I appreciate everybody looking into Foz.
Love that. And make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. And I like Wise words is fire. Yeah, I love that.
It's like it added. It basically concluded the whole show.
Yeah, it did.
It put it right
your
where it needed to be.
Your past does not depict your future, so keep going, keep grinding.
Yes, sir.
And be the best version of you. The Law of Season 4. We out.
It's only dollars and she sees I know she's selfish. I know go flush no money, sometimes I can help it. Oh yeah, I know that season's coming.